Hello students, I hope you all are fine and doing your studies at your home. This is your subject teacher of science and today I am here with an explanation of new chapter number 11 from your science textbook, and the name of the chapter is Environment. Let's begin the class. The environment is made up of both man-made and natural elements. The natural features of the environment, such as air, water, land, soil, plants and animals, are referred to as natural resources. Natural resources are seen as natural gifts to man. So my dear students, as you know that environment is everything that makes up the surrounding of a living thing. It consists of living things and non-living things. The environment also includes the sun and the weather of the place we live in. So in this chapter we are going to discuss about environment, and it is divided into two categories, that is biotic component and abiotic component. Biotic component includes living things like animals and plants, and abiotic components includes non-living things like soil, water, air and sun. Now we are going to discuss about the formation of soil. Do you know how soil is formed? Let me tell you. Imagine you have tiny rock pieces. Over a long time, these rocks break into even tinier pieces. They become like little crumbs in the soil. These crumbs come from rocks that have been weathered by wind, rain, and even little bugs. So my dear students, first of all, let me tell you that millions of years ago, there was no soil on earth. The earth was full of big rocks. The sun heated up the rocks and the rain cooled them. This heating and cooling over thousands of years broke down the big rocks into smaller rocks. The smaller rocks continued to break down and form tiny particles of soil. So you can say that the force of water and wind and changes in weather breaks the rock into very small pieces called soil. Look at the given picture. Rock with crack, water enter cracks, freezes and expand the cracks. Cracks deepen, more water enters and freezes. Repeated freeze and the breaks up rock along the joint lines. And this process is called weathering. Now let's come to the next topic, that is soil erosion. So what is soil erosion? Removal of the topmost layer of soil is soil erosion. This can occur due to drastic climatic disturbance like severe wind or heavy rainfall. Students, due to drastic climatic disturbance like severe wind and heavy rainfall can cause soil erosion. And soil erosion caused by the removal of the topmost layer of the soil. Soil erosion reduces the fertility of soil also. Look at the given web chart. Soil erosion, water, wind and human activity. Students, soil erosion can caused due to climatic disturbance like severe wind, heavy rainfall, and human activity also. Let's look at the given points. Let's discuss about them. First is water. Flowing water carries away topsoil to rivers and other water bodies. Heavy erosion occurs in hill because of slope. On reaching plains, flow becomes slow, so soil erosion is also slow. Blowing away can lead to the exposure and loosening of the roots of the trees. In desert, more soil erosion happens due to lack of plants and human activity, deforestation. For making new buildings, human started to cutting down the trees, and the cutting down of trees is known as deforestation. Overgrazing. Grazing the farm animals on the same land again and again, it increases the soil erosion. So this was the factors that can cause soil erosion. Here fun activity time is given. Create a storyboard or cosmic strip illustrating the impact of soil erosion, including characters, events, and solution. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is soil conservation. Protecting soil from soil erosion is known as soil conservation. So students, the process in which, or the method by which soil can be protected from soil erosion is called soil conservation. A few measures which can help in soil conservation are given below. Let's discuss about them. First one is afforestation. Afforestation means planting many trees where there were not many. So students, afforestation means planting many trees. Governments and groups that are not part of the government do this on purpose to make new forest. One big reason is to grab carbon from the air and store it in the trees, which helps to fight climate change. The students, to fight with climate change, afforestation should be also helpful, because the one big reason is that to grab the carbon from the air and store it in the trees. So afforestation is the best option to grab the carbon from the air with the help of the trees. Next is minimizing the use of cattle. So students, by minimizing the use of cattle, we also conserve the soil. When animals overeat grass and plants in an area for a long time, it's called overgrazing. This is a problem because when fewer plants are left, there is less plant material like leaves and stem falling to the ground, called litter. And this litter is important because it adds stuffs to the soil like organic matter, nutrients, and tiny living things. So this can reduce the fertility of soil and it can cause soil erosion. The soil version, when less of this stuff goes into the soil because of overgrazing, it gets weaker and more likely to wash away. Next, building embankments. So building a wall or bank of earth stone to prevent a river flooding an area. Building store embankment along river banks is a good way to protect the soil erosion. It helps in two important ways. It stops the soil erosion from being washed away by the river, a common problem. Second is it also stops the river from flooding and damaging the land around it. Next is terrace farming. Terraces are like steps made on a hillside. They are surrounded by walls made of mud to stop water and soil from running down the hill. This helps keep the soil healthy and full of nutrients, suitable for growing crops. People often use these steps terraces in hilly or mountainous areas. So students, with the help of terrace farming, we conserve the soil because this helps to keep the soil healthy and full of nutrients suitable for growing crops, because they are surrounded by walls made of mud to stop water and soil from running down the hill. So there are more methods to conserve the soil, but in our next video we will discuss about them. So that's it for today, and I hope you will understood all the topics very clearly by the help of this video. Now your turn to study it and grasp it. Thank you, students.